You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 17th of March. Parliament logjam continues over Rahul Gandhi's remarks. Congress moves privilege motion against PM Modi. No compromise on Nuke program, says Pakistan amid cash crunch. And Indian Oscar winners receive grand welcome as they return home. And now for all the details. The Indian Parliament was stalled for a fifth consecutive day on Friday, with the ruling BJP demanding an apology from Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his democracy under attack remarks in London. The opposition parties, led by Congress, on the other hand, continued protest over the Adani row, with Rahul Gandhi also joining the lawmakers to demand a parliamentary probe into the allegations of stock manipulation against the Adani group, blaming the government of favouring the conglomerate. The BJP has accused Rahul Gandhi of maligning India on foreign soil over his remarks. BJP President JP Nadda earlier said Rahul Gandhi has become permanent part of toolkit working against India.
दूसरी ओर राहुल गांधी विदेशी धरती पर देश का अपमान कर रहे हैं, सदन का अपमान कर रहे हैं, देश की पूर्ण बहुमत से चुनी हुई सरकार का अपमान कर रहे हैं और देश के 130 करोड़ जनता का अपमान कर रहे हैं। ये देशद्रोहियों के हाथों को मजबूत करना नहीं है तो और क्या है?
As the blame game continues, Congress leader K.C. Venugopal on Friday moved a privilege motion against Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his remarks in Parliament in February on the Gandhi family not using the Nehru surname. Writing to Rajya Sabha Speaker, Venugopal termed the PM's comments as derogatory, insulting, distasteful and defamatory. While Pakistan grapples with an unprecedented economic crisis, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Thursday said his government will not compromise on the country's nuclear and missile program, and they are jealously guarded by the state. The statement came amid speculations raised after the visit of International Atomic Energy Agency's head to Pakistan last month and the government's failure in undocking the much-needed IMF bailout program. Sharif, in a tweet, termed the speculation as unfortunate. Similarly, Finance Minister Ishaq Dar in the Senate said that the government won't compromise on the missile program and will guard the national interest. Talking about the IMF deal, Dar said friendly countries to fund a balance of payment gap was the last hurdle in securing the agreement. PM Sharif, who also spoke in the Senate, said that all of the IMF's conditions had been met and admitted tough decisions by his government have led to inflation and hard conditions for the common man. Locals in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir have raised concern over deforestation and intentional forest fire that is leading to environmental degradation in the region. They complain felling of trees is happening under the watch of the corrupt authorities. A local said the unavailability of fuel is also forcing people to resort to illegal cutting of trees, raising concern over the depleting forest cover. Locals in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir have long blamed Pakistan pays little attention to their pressing problems while it exploits natural resources in the region.
इस वक्त सबसे ज़्यादा जो चीज़ वनरेबल है, जो चीज़ इस वक्त नुकसान जिसका सबसे ज़्यादा हो रहा है वो जंगल का हो रहा है, और जंगल का नुकसान होने से मुराद आप अपने माहौल को नुकसान दे रहे हैं। और इस सारे नुकसान को अगर आप एक सादा से जुमले में बयान करें कि हम अपनी आने वाली नस्लों के मुस्तकबिल को तबाह करने के लिए हम सब के सब महकमे समेत, आबादी समेत, पढ़े लिखे समेत, अनपढ़ों समेत सब के सब इसके पीछे कार फरमा है, इसके पीछे हमारा हाथ।
Moving on, Sindhi activists staged a protest outside the UN office in Geneva on Thursday to highlight Pakistani atrocities in Sindh. They demanded the world body to intervene to stop the gross human rights violations in the region.
Activists of the World Sindhi Congress staged a demonstration outside the UNHRC building in Geneva on Thursday to highlight the ongoing human rights violations by Pakistan in Sindh province. The demonstrators raised concern over enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and the persecution of religious minorities, including forcible conversion of Hindu girls in the region, and lamented there is no recourse to justice available.
वो पाकिस्तानी स्टेट एजेंसीज़ की सरबराही में, उनकी सरपरस्ती में लोग आते हैं और हमारी हिंदू गर्ल्स को उठा के ले जाते हैं। ये जुल्म के ख़िलाफ़ हमने एहतजाज किया है। लैंड ग्रैबिंग हो रही है, हमारे रिसोर्सेज लूट रहे हैं।
They also said Sindhi people are suffering from the impact of worst floods in the region even after 7 months due to criminal negligence of Pakistan government.
Therefore, our request to the international communities, please, 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 we need your help to stop these atrocities which are tantamount to genocide, and hundreds of people, Sindhi people, they are dying.
A seminar was also held by Baloch Human Rights Council in Geneva earlier this week against the Pakistani atrocities in Balochistan and Sindh, in which they demanded the UN to intervene and investigate the systematic genocide of indigenous people and minorities in Pakistan.
The United Nations Security Council on Thursday asked Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to provide an independent assessment of how to deal with Afghanistan's Taliban administration and combat challenges, including its crackdown on women and girls' rights. The 15-member council unanimously adopted a resolution that requires Guterres to submit a report to it in mid-November with forward-looking recommendations for an integrated and coherent approach among relevant political, humanitarian and development actors within and outside of the United Nations.
This proposal reflects our recognition that Afghanistan faces an exceptional set of challenges. From the severe deterioration of women and girls' rights to the rise in humanitarian needs and the escalating security threat, as well as the unsustainable economic situation. The scale of the crisis demands a departure from business as usual.
The UN has made its single largest country aid appeal ever, asking for $4.6 billion in 2023 to deliver help in Afghanistan, where it says some 28 million people needed to survive. The Taliban, which seized power in 2021 after 20 years of war, says it respects women's rights in accordance with its strict interpretation of Islamic law. Sri Lanka's central bank governor Nandalal Weerasinghe said on Thursday that the island nation will introduce new central bank legislation aimed at bolstering the bank's independence, accountability and also price stability in the country via a new inflation target. Weerasinghe said that Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is also the finance minister, and the central bank would together agree on what that target should be. He said that the central bank will be required to issue an inflation report every 6 months and will need to provide explanations to a parliamentary committee on its performance as and when necessary. Economic mismanagement coupled with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic left Sri Lanka severely short of dollars for essential imports at the start of the last year, tipping the country into its worst financial crisis. As Indians cherish 2 Oscar awards this week, the composer and the lyricist of the Naatu Naatu Song from the RRR movie and the producer of documentary film The Elephant Whisperers received a grand welcome as they arrived back home. Take a look.
Oscar-winning Indian producer Guneet Monga was greeted by cinema lovers with cheers, garlands and bouquets as she landed in India on Thursday after winning Academy Award for documentary short film The Elephant Whisperers. Indians had won Oscars previously, but no Indian film had won an Academy Award before Sunday night. The Elephant Whisperers is a 2022 documentary about a couple in southern India who adopts a baby elephant and cares for him. It has been directed by Karthiki Gonsalves, who was also awarded.
I think this is a huge blessing, and this is 1.4 billion people manifesting it together. I'm so grateful that we were able to do this. We were able to do this for our country.
Meanwhile, composer M.M. Keeravani and lyricist Kanukuntala Subhash Chandra Bose, who won the Oscars for Naatu Naatu Song, the breakout hit from the action movie RRR, also arrived at Hyderabad airport to a similar grand welcome. The fast-paced number received a standing ovation when it was performed at the 95th Academy Awards. It has found fans all over the world and has millions of views on YouTube.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Good night.